The member for Bennelong.
Speaker, my question is to the Treasurer. Will the Treasurer update the House on measures the government is taking to improve housing affordability, including in my electorate of Bennelong? Is the Treasurer aware of any higher taxing alternative ideas?
The Treasurer has the call.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I thank the member for Bennelong for his question. And I remind the House, a victor over Senator Keneally in straight sets, Mr Speaker. And the member for Bennelong knows that Labor's plan to get rid of negative gearing is turning into a big negative for them and anyone who would elect a Labor government, Mr Speaker. And the benefit of having a strong, growing economy is if we create more jobs, there's more money in people's pockets and they have a better chance of getting into the housing market. And over the last financial year, more than 115,000 first home buyers got approval for a loan, Mr Speaker, the highest number since 2009. That's right. And it's a result of the policies that we are putting in place. APRA, the prudential regulator, has tightened the lending for investors, Mr Speaker. We have put in place our first home buyer super saver scheme, Mr Speaker. We've made it easier for seniors to downsize their property, Mr Speaker, and to put the proceeds of sale into their superannuation, Mr Speaker. And we have tightened the rules around foreign investors in the residential home market, Mr Speaker. Now, this is what is helping to change the dynamic in the housing market from one which has led from investor-led growth to one which is owner-occupier-led growth, Mr Speaker. Now, this is also leading to an orderly unwind in the housing sector, Mr Speaker. And for 12 consecutive months, housing prices have come down in the capital cities. But this orderly unwind and this stability in the housing sector is at risk from Labor's new property tax grab, Mr Speaker. A new tax grab with their changes to negative gearing and capital gains, Mr Speaker. Now, Standard & Poor's have said that if house prices were to fall sharply in Australia, this would increase risks to Australia's AAA credit rating, Mr Speaker, and increase the risk to Australia's economic growth and to financial stability, Mr Speaker. Riskwise has said that Labor's policies could put downward pressure by up to 9% on the family home, Mr Speaker. Citigroup has said that Labor's policy would accentuate the cyclical weaknesses, Mr Speaker. CoreLogic has said that Labor's policy will have a negative impact on buyer confidence, Mr Speaker. And we know that 58,000 teachers, 41,000 nurses, 19,000 police and emergency services with negative geared properties would all be worse off as a result of Labor's policy, Mr Speaker. No wonder the member for Lilly said it was economically disastrous to change negative gearing. Only the coalition can be trusted to protect the value in your family home.